doing what we really want to do. So that's the grade 1. But we're already at Ritual 5. We get a counter charge off the Owl. And remove 1 and minus 3 cards in their hand. And I'll pass. We're just going to starve them out. They're going to have to discard 3. And then they'll start their turn with 1 draw. So they will start their turn with 2 cards. And let's see what they can do with 2 cards. Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. It has been a long time since the last one, but I'm really excited for this deck profile, and this one is going to be a really interesting one. It's a very new playstyle. I don't think any other deck has really done the same thing. So let's get to it. This is Shadow Paladin's Luard with a focus on dealing 0 damage. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So this deck is, as I mentioned, a very, very interesting one because of many reasons, right? First of all, it has the new mechanics, ritual, and all that. Your Luard can stride for free. You play mixed triggers. You're playing a new crit that can actually go back to the deck and make it quite consistently proccable. And your strides, you have more options than ever, and one in particular changes the way you play the game. So I present to you 0 damage Luard, or I like to call it Huddle Luard. Let's talk about it from the top, right? So everything until the grade 4s feel like a standard deck. So I guess we should start from the top. And then we can talk about why the strides warp the way you play this. So, starting off with the starter, we're playing this grade 0. It's Vanguard GP1. When it's retired with a skill, you can put this in your soul and choose a unit and give it plus 5k until end of turn. In addition, it has Vanguard Circle. It cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects. So, this card's great because you will be retiring units for costs. This is Shadow Paladin after all. And what this does is the 5k is negligible. It's not really that valuable. But the ability to be put into the soul is very helpful because we do have some costs that require soul blasting. So this is quite neat. It's also very sticky. If you do need the board, then it is there for you. For the grade 1s, we are playing 4 of the new PGs, SRAS. In the drop zone, GP1, Ritual 3. I can put another copy of itself back to the bottom of the deck and then retire something on my board to activate the skill and return it to my hand. So this is really nice. The art's really nice as well. The difference between this and the TCG is that in 0, when you are using this as the perfect guard, it will be bound instead. So there's no infinite like recycling and all that. But even then, it's still a really good skill because you will be calling out a lot of grade 1s. You will be retiring them for costs, and so you will have quite a few PGs that you will end up in the drop zone, whether that's by retiring or whatever. And so being able to recycle them is really nice. Having more grade 1 targets in your deck is really nice and definitely very helpful. We play 4 of the Abyssal Owl. This is your grade 3 searcher to search for your Luard. On place, discard a card to add Luard from your deck to your hand. In addition, Vanguard Circle Ritual 3. When it is retired from the cost of your Luard, you can countercharge 1. And this ability can only be activated once per turn, including other cards of the same name. So, countercharge is important in this deck. This unit gives it to you. I do play a grade 2 that gives you countercharge as well, but mainly Abyssal Owl is the most consistent way to do it. And so you definitely need to be playing 4. I forgot to mention Ritual. Did I mention? So Ritual basically is a skill that you get when you have X amount of numbers of grade 1s in your drop zone. So this is Ritual 3. You need 3 grade 1s in your drop zone to activate. This is Ritual 3 as well. We play 2 of the Stride Fodder. This basically searches your Claret Sword and also discard this for the 3 to count as a grade 3. And we play 3 Sword Breakers. On place from deck, when superior called, soul plus 1, draw 1. Really nice. It is one of the reasons why you do need the soul with the starter, because you will be calling Swordbreaker out quite consistently earlier on into the game. For the grade 2s, we're playing more Fessa. This is a really great skill, Ritual 3 GB1. When it attacks a Vanguard, gets +5, so it's a 14k beater by itself. And in addition, Ritual 3, Rearguard Circle GB1, when it hits, +1, call a grade 1 out from your deck. This is helpful, situational, but it definitely does extend your combos. And then lastly, in the drop zone, this card's grade is decreased by 1. So it counts as grade 1, which helps you proc your ritual skills. Very, very helpful. We are playing 3 of the on-hit countercharge 2. As we mentioned, Counterblast can be a bit expensive throughout the deck, and I definitely do value the ability to refresh them. We play 4 of the Fergus, Knight of Sorting Fergus. This card's interesting because I didn't really expect to play this, but it is really helpful. First of all, it's not GB restricted, but secondly, it helps you with your ritual costs and going through your deck. So Rearguard Circle Rearguard Circle on place. Discard a grade 1 or less from your hand to activate this. Check top 3. Add the lowest grade to your hand, and then put the rest to the drop zone. So if you have 2 grade 1s, for example, you get to choose which grade 1 to add to your hand, and so that's really helpful. But overall, it helps you mill, and sometimes you do add heals to your hand, but that's honestly fine. You know, the main reason why we're playing this is to just go through the deck, hit the ritual counts that we need, which is ritual 5 actually, and then from that point on, it's a good ride. It's a good ride. And lastly, we play 2 in the main. You should know what this does. I'll place +1, discard 1, draw 2. And very helpful. And it has a reminder text that you need to at least have 1 card in your hand to activate this. So you have to pay the cost. We play 4 of the Luards. I still can't decide which art I like more. Comment down below. But Luard's skill is Vanguard Circle GB3. Sorry, not GB3. Ritual 3. At the beginning of your turn, you could put 2 cards from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck. And for that turn, the next stride, you will not have to pay the cost. So that is definitely very helpful. And then on stride, +1, retire 1 unit to call up to 2 grade 1s from your deck. So we generally retire the starter and then call the 2 sword breakers out to draw some cards and fill up the drop zone as well, because you will be soul blasting the grade 1 in your soul and the grade 2 in your soul, which might count as grade 1 as well. And lastly, on place, it gets +3k, so that's nice. But overall, the best part about this card is that earlier on into the game, it helps you make sure that you fill up your board with grade 1s. And then later into the game, the ability to return cards back to the deck is ever more valuable. We play 1 Claret Sword. This is your last ditch option if the main game plan doesn't really work out and you're really low on deck. Then you can just stride and then put a bunch of stuff back into your deck, and then play it safe. Don't deck out and try to grind it out. In addition, it also GB2 skill, retire 2 to get +10 +1 crit. I guess it's desperate times, desperate measures, and on place +3k. We play 4 of the Owl, which is really good. Belial Owl, drop zone, GB1, ritual 3. At the end of your turn, if your Vanguard's a Luard, put this to your bottom of your deck. So doesn't need to do anything. The only thing you need to do is swipe up if you have 2 of these and you have another card back to your deck. Shuffle the deck, see those crits. Those crits go back to the deck. Shuffle your deck, see those crits, and then on and on. So you have a very consistent way to proc crits later on into the game. In addition, Rearguard Circle, when it's retired by the skill of a Luard, you get to draw 1 card. So even if you have this in your hand and you don't know what to do with it, maybe you don't have this unit to discard it, discard the Owl, well, you can still retire it and draw, especially early on into the game. I wouldn't recommend it later into the game. And then 4 heal guards, of course. For the grade 3s, we play Aura Geysers, Doomed, which helps us retire front row if we need it. It basically says GB2, +1, flip something over, retire 3 things, check top 2, add them to your hand. And if you do have a face-up copy of Aura Geyser, for each grade 1 grade 1 or less you showed, you can choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. And if you have 3 or more, and you get to get +1 crit, which is not really relevant here, but the retire is helpful when you need to go through intercepts, I guess. Aura Geyser is an on-attack Vanguard. +1 Persona, retire 2 to check top 2, show them, add them to your hand, and for each grade 1 or less shown, +5k. We play 1 of the Harmonics because why not? We play 1 of this new grade 4, This is the Dark Dragon Carnival Dragon. Vanguard, once per turn, retire something. Choose your opponent randomly selects one of their rewards with priority to the back row and retire it. And if you didn't retire, power plus 4k for everything in your front row during this turn. So it helps you push if you want it. Helps you remove something in your opponent's board if you can. We play 2 of the PBD, which is really awesome. It's still a really good finisher. Caramas 1, GB2, Caramas 1, G Persona, get plus 10 plus 1 crit. And then the following ability, when it attacks a Vanguard, retire 3 units. And if your opponent has 1 or less rearguards, then your opponent has to discard a grade 3 or greater to activate a PG. If your opponent has 2 or more rearguards, retire 2 of your opponent's rearguards. So either removing your opponent's last few pieces or guard restricting to win the game. It is a very, very badass unit. We also have Spectral Blaster Diablo as another finisher. This one is once per turn, flip something over and retire something, and it gets the following ability. GB3, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. Caramas 2, attack the Vanguard. Caramas 2, retire 2 rearguards to activate. You get to draw 1 card, -2 drive, and then restand this. And then if you have a copy of itself in the G zone, face up, then it gets plus 1 crit. In addition, you get to do some other stuff as well. But mainly, we're using this because of the restanding ability, because we mentioned how the Owl, the crit, can be very sustainably recycled back to the deck. So the chances of you stacking like multiple crits onto this Diablo, Spectral Blaster Diablo, is high. And you ram like 3 crit, 4 crit, whatever, and you win the game off that. So that's really incredible. And lastly, the main character of this show, we have Dragheart Ogma. This is a very, very game warping card. It presents a new playstyle, is what I want to say. So Vanguard Ritual 5, so this is the most expensive ritual skill. Once per turn, Caramas 1G, flip anything, and you get to retire as many grade 1s you want on your board. For each one you retire, choose one thing on your opponent's board with priority to the back row and retire them. If you retired 3 or more, if both retired 3 or more, you get to draw 1 card. If 5 or more, you get to draw another card. And in addition, at the beginning of your opponent's turn, so before they draw, for each unit that your opponent did not retire, they have to discard a card from their hand. So for example, there's an example text. For example, if you retired 5 and your opponent only had 2 rearguards, your opponent discards 3 because they retired 2. They did not retire 3. They did not retire the 5. They only retired the 2. So there's -3 left that they have to discard from their hand. So this card's really amazing because the more times you use this, well, if your opponent doesn't commit onto the board, well, they lose their entire hand at the beginning of the turn. They can't do anything. If their opponent commits the board, well, you clear it out, and then your opponent, well, it is really hard for a deck that doesn't generate resources without Counterblast to play the game. So, speaking of that, the reason why this card is really what it is and why the deck is called Zero Damage Luard is because the idea is to damage deny your opponent. Don't give them any Counterblast to make any plays. No spooky business. Just let them damage you. You play Ogma. You retire 5. They clear out 5. You retire 5, they clear out 5. Eventually, they won't have resources to even hit your intercepts. And then, by that time, your deck should be like around 10 cards. You have your owls ready to go with your crits. You either PBD, you maybe Spectral Blaster Diablo, and you crit your opponents to death. And that's game. So, it is a very, very Chad energy kind of play. You really need to be very, very patient with what you're doing. And I argue that even though its name is Zero Damage Luard, you do not want to push this playstyle. You don't want to force this playstyle in every single matchup. Reason being is because some decks, for example, Narukami, if they bind you, chances are Ritual 5 is a dream. So you do need to think about the matchup, but I'd say most matchups you can play off the zero damage gameplay and you will have success, especially ruining a noob's day because they don't know what's going on. They think you're stupid for not damaging them, but in reality, they're the one falling for your trap. So, very, very interesting deck. I used to play this with 2 Ogma, and then I had a game where I'm like, if I had a 3rd Ogma, this game is guaranteed. If I didn't, well, I still won the game, but I had to take a risk that our opponent didn't 6 damage shield. So, if you could, at least 2 Ogma I think is really important. First one is just to clear out the board. The second one is to clear out the board again, or just starve their hand. And this deck just does hand destruction better than Nubatama, the hand destruction clan. So it is pretty ridiculous. So I guess with that said, thank you to the members Kamui, Tumelo, KC, ZBD, and Gladiator Twitch sub, and also Tumelo for being Twitch sub as well. Thank you all for supporting the channel and letting me keep working on the content here. If you've enjoyed the video so far, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more, and follow me on Twitch and subscribe there if you're interested too. But let's go into a game or two on the ladder and see how this deck performs. So yeah, I think I've seen, yeah. So there are some other great units that you can play around with. For example, the drag driver Luard or the Liafel. But first of all, I don't have the GR, the grade 4 Luard. I don't have it, and you do need 2 copies to make the best use out of it. And the other one, Soul Blasting 1 to retire 1 to draw 1. Stormbreakers does that already from my experience, so I don't really need it. In terms of the mulligan, you really want to see the Luard. So I will be mulliganing hard for it and hoping to see it. You either see the Luard or the Owl, and if you see one of them, you're good to go. This is going to be interesting. This is Glendios, so I wonder if this is an actual player. It is. Okay. I haven't seen a Glendios player in a long time, and the last time they showed up on stream, they world ended me. So I'm going to be careful this time. This time we're not even going to give them LB4, not even LB1, so I think we're going to be good. One thing you want to do is ride lower base value grade 1s or grade 2s. The reason being is because swinging is still good. Swinging is still good because triggers go to the drop zone, whether that's a draw or a crit, and a draw trigger will draw you a card, which is great. A crit trigger will still go back to the deck eventually, so that's great. So don't need to worry too much about, you know, oh no, I'm wasting the triggers. No, the purpose here is to go through your deck, draw the pieces you need, and then see what we can do. So our opponent's gonna not give us damage as well. That's okay. That's okay. You do you, right? I'm just gonna ride the countercharger. That's fine. It's the least important unit out of everything, frankly. I'm just gonna call this. Discard this. Yeah, let's discard this. Counts as a grade 1. And then we're just gonna pass. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. I've had games where our opponent knows what we're trying to do, so they just don't attack at all. But the thing is, it doesn't usually work out well for them because we can actually still play the game. We can still play the game with just the standard pieces, with just your aura geysers, with just your PBDs and all that. So it still works out really well. SP Luard, rank reward, so it's also really accessible. But since our opponent's not letting us play our game, let's go into this. I'm gonna discard the Owl. Let's see what we draw into. Okay, heal guard, that's fine. Gonna kill this, kill the back row, and do we swing? I don't know. Not the gameplay I want to showcase, but one counterblast for them doesn't really seem like much, so I guess I'm okay. Let's try to make something happen. Heal is useless here. And heal is useless here. Unfortunately, we wasted all those heals. That's all the heals on this game, but that's okay. It's okay. As long as we don't give them LB4, that's fine. Are they just not battling? Is this a VP farmer actually? Is this what it is? Okay then. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I thought they were trying to counteract our 0 damage play with their own 0 damage play, but maybe this is just a VP farmer. I have trust issues now that this deck is a thing. Alright, our opponent locks something out. Okay, uses the I forgot the name, but helps them add a reverse to their hand. They're not dealing any damage. Oh, okay. Okay. We don't have damage to do stuff with. This is 21 on the right side. Let's see what they're gonna do once we give them 4 damage. Oh, we need ritual 3. 1, 2. Ah, we only have 2. Alright, will they actually play the game? Let's see. Because I'm not scared, because we do have the harmonics, right? So, whatever they do doesn't really threaten me. They can do their little dance. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice the Glendios is a heal. Neat. Alright. Singularity Sniper. That's a PG. Are they gonna give us 1? No, not even 1. Okay, now that we're Ritual 3, let's do stuff. Still nothing we can do. This is awkward. Fine. Stride for free. That doesn't hurt. So this is 14 this time, actually. You have a little hat when you have the ritual condition on, so something to note. Let's try to hit over 36, which doesn't really matter because our opponent is using Glendios heals. Just checking for PGs. Triple trigger is very big. PG is nice. So with 0 to 5 right now, we put those crits back to the bottom of the deck, which is very good. And this is not the way 0 damage Luard is supposed to work. It's not us being at 0 damage, it's them being at 0 damage. So not exactly what I want to showcase, but good deck is good, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they have some like Giga Brain kind of play, but I don't see it. Okay, Omega Lock. Thinking. More thinking. Duskblade, whatever. Colony Maker. Okay, the counter charger. Sure thing. I guess they can lock the back row with the Duskblade. I think that's the name. Oh, that's a heal. Good on them. Give us the 1 damage. Gimme, 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 gimme. No? So boring. Come on, let me do my thing. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think that's fine. Just stride for free again. I hope I'm not falling for a trap, but I really don't see it. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Alright, finally striding. Is this Loop Boy? Alright. Let's see how they can lock 4. So this is locking 4 from the top of the deck. That's a heal. So they healed out of LB5. Cool. Good job. Good job, dude. Good job. And they do need... Counterblast 2 for Omega Loop. Yeah. There. I don't know what's on there, but it's something. Let's put these back. And let's stride. Oh hey, a PG. So I guess I'm not gonna give them the 5th damage, but unlocking here seems fine. This is just such a weird match. Like, I don't even know if I should be should be showing this, but it happens. This is ranked. It's completely random, I guess. People play random stuff. Our deck seems like a random deck, so who am I to judge? They don't have Legion, so they only have 8 cards left. We could just outgrind them. Just wait for them to do something. Colony Maker. Maybe it's a misplay to use the Harmonics that early. Maybe I should have saved it for, like, in case our opponent has a GB5 turn. But this is all their counterblast, right? Alright, they're actually swinging Vanguard now. Alright, we got to go. We get to showcase some good stuff. Finally. This is what we're waiting for. No, they're killing the grade 1s. Let them go. They did nothing. No, the next card is probably going to be crit. Alright, Oguma it is. Let's get him. Color grade 2. Call these out. Soul Blast the grade 1s. Prioritize those. And I don't think we have any triggers, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just use Augment Skill. Flip anything at this point. It doesn't really matter. But generally, you would flip like Harmonics or like Aura Geyser or you could flip Spectral Blaster as well. Is there only one PG there? Oh, that's so sad. Alright, well. Just chill. Just hold on. Let them do their thing. Maybe I should have even like just purposely retired the grade 0s to go back to the deck. Are they gonna give us one more damage? Oh yes. Oh yes. They're gonna let us do their thing. That's great. Thank you very much. Let's put grade 1s back. I think we can just guard restrict and win, right? No need to be fancy. Yeah, let's just PBD. Take it easy. So PBD is still good. Don't let the haters tell you otherwise. We got a Karma's 1 for this, so we can't use that skill. And the guard restrict is active. Let's tuck this into the soul, because why not? This counter charges, because even though your grade 4 is not Luard, your heart is Luard. Yes, let's give you the 1 draw. And no triggers, so we are safe to call this game. Wow, that was a long game, but I guess that's how it is. They don't have a reverse unit on heal, so they can't clone heal triggers here. So it's guaranteed game. Alright, finally game 1. We won. But at what cost? Your time, my time. But it's okay, a win is a win. This is the reset. New season, big belly season. So we're done with the ward. And I just came back from work and had 1 practice game before recording, so that's why I'm at 60 points. So we got that nice Ren sleeve, finally clan level 5. But let's go into game 2 and see how we can keep this up. So I have tested different lineups in terms of the grade 2 particularly. The grade 1 I think it's pretty set in stone. I think grade 3 side I have seen some lists that play the unit that looks like from the guy from like EBO3. Do you know the guy I'm talking about? The guy that just came out on V Premium as well for Luard support. But the grade 3 lineup I think is pretty solid. Like maybe play like, I don't know, clear it at 1 I think is really valuable, just to make sure in case in some matchups you just need to you know, wave the flag, the white flag, and then you need to transition into a different playstyle, because you are going to deck out first sometimes. The deck draws a lot, and if you mistime your draws, it can happen. So, all right, we're gonna do. The thing about Thuria is that they don't actually need counterblast if they see an Thuria. So I guess we can start off with the damage deny strategy in mind, but depending on what they call off the starter, pivot. So PG, that's fine. If I saw a crit, maybe I would have went into the face. But let's see. The thing about Neonexers is that they can plus without using counterblast, which is scary to me. So need to really see the units they have before picking and choosing which lane we're gonna go. So they're not gonna attack. Okay. Fine. Fine. And last two games, I didn't really get to showcase the counter charge too, but I do think it's important. You can see how, I guess it's not really a proper game, but our opponent is damaged to 9 against as well, and we do want the counter blast to actually do stuff, so it is important to me. So we're gonna dump the crit. Add the crit. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. They go back to the deck anyways, right? So no worries. We're just gonna pass. Don't want to give them that 1 damage. Let's see what they're gonna do. Oh, okay, no grade 3s. Okay, this changes things. It makes me want to play more aggressively. Okay, still no damage. Still no damage. If that's the case, I mean, we're gonna go into this. Just kill something. Come on, kill the star. Nice. Alright, get the 1 draw as well. Do I want to hit? I don't know. I'll leave it like this. Give it a little bit more time. I want to see if they have the Thuria or not. Maybe they're holding it as well. Let's see what they're going to do. The challenge is, of course, we can't retire resist units, but if they don't retire, the cards in their hand is going to be dropped to the drop zone, right? So it kind of works out. It's a little different, but it works out fine. It's not like you want to deal damage to them anyway. So, all right, there you go. That's Etheria. That's a wasted heal. They can put the Thuria back to the deck. They can put the Asha back to the deck because the Thuria copies the Asha's name. Do we want to stride? Not really, no. Do we pass? This is the tough part. This is the tough part. You just need to be patient. Just be patient. Like, frankly, I won't say I'm an expert with the deck. So, certain timings I think I still need to work on. But we'll see what we can do. It's the same Thuria, because he just called it out and then is it time to push? What are we looking for? Okay. Maybe one more defensive? When was the last time Vanguard 0 felt like this? I don't even remember. They're eventually gonna like overdraw. So, okay, they're calling their heals so they can put the heals back. That's annoying. Alright, fine. Fine. I lose this turtle game. You win. Let's push. They're gonna outstall us, so I need to do something to switch things up. Okay, still no PGs. That makes me uncomfortable. That's 1 PG down for their side. So that makes me comfortable. But the heal, being able to return the heal with Etheria is is gonna be annoying. Striding with the Asha. Alright. Here you go. This is the set 6 Asha. Gives crits. Okay. So put the Asha back. You could put the heal back with either one as well, which is good. Just call them back out, get the crits. And I guess we're gonna be taking some damage this turn. Taking 4 damage. That's okay. We are pulling 3 cards out of their hand, potentially. Draw a trigger. Stand. Doesn't really scare me. No, the crit. That's not what we want. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. This is fine, I guess. Let's stride into Ogma. Four, 6, 8. See what we draw into. The main's good because it's just not GB restricted, and you could use this early on to the game to help you fetch your Luards if you need to. I misplayed here. I thought there was 5, but there's only 2, which means this is a losing game. That's not good gameplay at all. So GG, GG. That's not even GG. It's just a bad play. So lost count, and I guess that's it. But let's go into game 3. Maybe do better. Hopefully don't flop like just now and get BM'd. But we'll see how we do. Maybe against Neonexers we should be pushing more aggressively early on. But we'll see. Alright, Dark Irregulars. They do have back row interceptors, but we can clear them easily with Ogma, so that's gonna be cool. But let's just leave it like this. The Owl can now blast search for the Luard, so that's fine. When you stride, Soul Charge 1. In the soul. Okay. Haven't really played like against Dark Irregulars a lot, so we'll see how this goes. That's the new PG, the Darkness PG that can pop back to their hand. It's a crit build. They're not giving us any damage. Okay. Fine, let's do it that way. More Amon support. More Soul Charge 2. That is a Chariot. Are they still gonna just chill and pass? More Soul Charge 2s. They do play some draws, I guess. 18. That's the counter-charging PG. Okay, they lost their patience. They're just gonna swing, which is great for me. HPG, we can always put it back to our hand later. Add the owl. And the owl will let us search for Luard, which is really important for the deck. Crit, it's fine. It will go back to the deck later. No need to worry about that. So keep pushing. Draw trigger here, very helpful. Helps us take less damage. Next turn we need to draw grade 1, or else we can't stride though. So fingers crossed. Grade 1. Alright. That works out. Here we can go for Ogma. Right? How many? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can go into Ogma. So let's show the right plays. All right, the right plays, doing what we really want to do, and then winning the game. Turn this. So that's the grade 1, but we're already at Ritual 5, so that's nice. Oops, flip over the harmonics. We get a counter charge off the owl. And remove 1 and minus 3 cards in their hand. Pop the PG back to our hand. And I guess we can just discard this. Just sure, that's fine. And call something out to be eaten next turn. And I'll pass. We're just gonna starve them out. They're gonna have to discard 3, and then they'll start their turn with 1 draw, so they will start their turn with 2 cards. And let's see what they can do with 2 cards. So remember, we do have 2 intercepts, so if they call out everything, they can maybe deal 1 damage to our face. We Ogma again. It's over. So let's see how it goes. Grade 3 heal. Okay. And it attacks. Soul Charge 2, 6 or more draw 1, 10 or more draw another. When you draw, when you stride, call it out. Soul Charge 1. Let's see what they got. Okay, they're gonna call that. They're gonna call out their entire hand. Alright, feels good, feels good, feels good. We have 4 crits in the deck. Feeling good. Drawing 2 cards, but that's okay because they will start their turn with no cards at all. Yes, I'm that toxic. So Swordbreaker's back. Just gonna go into Ogma again. Oh, free stride! Isn't that nice? Tire this. Call 2 grade 1s. We only have 1 soul though, but I guess it doesn't matter because we're gonna retire it anyways. Discard the heal. Let's see if we can draw into grade 1. We can't, which sucks. Guess I'd rather add the heal to my hand. But yeah. So unfortunately, we can only ditch 3, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Just retire 3. And I guess we could start dealing some damage, maybe. What is this? We can triple drive, and if we see 3 crits here, it would be fantastic. But unfortunately not. Pushing 3 damage here. Doesn't matter the order, they're the same cards. They all go to the bottom of the deck anyways. So even though we had a really roundabout gameplay, we still ended up in a position where we had the same amount of damage, we have much more card advantage, and they are still struggling to build a board. Legion here can be helpful. Helps you soul charge more. Okay. More Ammon stuff. Asking for game, but we do have PGs. That's a very cool animation. Our opponent didn't stride. Oh, they did stride once. Only 8 card G zone. Didn't read the memo. Alright, the next few cards are going to be PGs, so we gotta be playing appropriately. Skip. PBD wins games. I just like using PBD. It's my favorite unit, and it's just cool. It's just cool. No, thank you. We have 3 crits. So we trigger all 3, what happens? Let me think. If we trigger, oh yeah, well, whatever. Let's see. No, if we trigger all 3, we'll lose. It draws us 1 card. Please, yes, okay, thank you. It was the crit. No. Yeah, we fine. If we didn't draw into the crit, we would have lost. That was scary. But that is game. But yeah. So that's 3 games for your consideration. I think the second game is probably the most realistic in a competition setting. Both the part where the matchup is going to be tough and the part where Entropy dozes off and forgets its plays. Other than that, the first game and the third game, our opponent is playing some janky stuff, but we get to demonstrate how the 0 damage kind of concept works. It's not like you have to stick to the 0 damage thing. It's about knowing your opponent's matchup, knowing your opponent's deck, how much counterblast they need, and then gradually wearing them down and then sealing the game completely shut from your opponent's grasps. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed Shadow Paladin's all-new Luard and his mischievous gameplay. Again, thank you so much to the members, Kamui, 2Mellow, ZBDKC, and thank you to the Twitch subs, Gladiator, and 2Mellow again. Thank you so much. And if you liked the video, like it, subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And definitely let me know down below if you want to see more gameplay of Luard. I don't think these 3 games are the best of the best, but it is what I have as I record this and then I just upload it. And then maybe I'll do more gameplay on Twitch. So yeah, definitely follow me there, and I will see you all on the next video or stream. Bye.